So very good morning, dear participants. I'm Dr. Ramesh Pandit, currently working as a scientist B here, and generally I'm looking after the NGS specialty. I heartily welcome all of you in the Gujarat Biotechnology Research Center GBRC for this trend days training on the molecular techniques to investigate and monitor the AMR. So in the AAU, I think not AAU but in ORS, you might have learned about the Illumina sequencing technology and some sort of the data analysis. So in GDRC, we do have both the platform Illumina, MySec as well as the Ion Torrent. So here in GDRC, you will be exposed to the Ion Torrent sequencing technology, which is a semiconductor sequencing technology. Sorry. So today we will target like what is DNA sequencing, who invented this technologies, what is NGS or the second generation sequencing technology, and advantage and limitation of the especially the ion torrent technology. Because in GBRC we will be covering this technology only. So all of you know that the DNA sequencing is just to decipher the exact or the correct sequence of the nucleotide in the DNA. And this gentleman, Patrick Sanger, have invented this technology, sequence DNA. And if you look at that, initially most of the things were manually, like what we see currently, most of the things are automated. Whether it can be the Sanger sequencer or the any next generation sequencer technology. But initially, most of the things were we have to do the manually, like we have to do the PCR, then they run the gel, and then decode the nucleotide sequence based on the bending pattern. So, if you look at the history, the first thing was sequence was not the DNA. Was actually first sequence was protein. This Frederick Sanger himself sequenced the insulin of the human insulin in the 1955. And if we talk about the nucleic acid sequencing, again DNA was not the molecule which was first sequence. The first sequence molecule was the RNA sequencing. It is this Walter. They have sequenced the genome of these MS2 bacteriophages first time before the invention of the DNA sequencing technology. And then later on, we generally we know that the that Sanger and Exam and Gilbert they have invented the DNA sequencing technology, but actually this Ray and his colleague R. Padmanabhan, who is an Indian-based American scientist, they have first developed the method for the DNA sequencing, and later on this technique was adopted by the Sanger and other their colleagues. If you look at the history, like first, we know that I think in 1969, or that Frederick Michel has invented the DNA from the first cells, WBC cells. But at that time, the concept was like that not the DNA, but the protein. It is responsible for the genetic information exchange. And then later on in 1944, that the experiment was performed by three scientists, every McCarthy like that Streptococcus pneumoniae. And with that experiment, they have proved that not protein but the DNA is the genetic material in the organisms. And then in 1953, the structure was DNA structure, double helical structure was illustrated by this Watson and Crick. And then this sequencing is started in 1977. And yes, as I have mentioned that in previously, most of the things were manually they were doing the sequencing. But in 1987, this ABI 307 sequencer, it was the first DNA sequencing machine, which was the automated sequencer in the 1987. And then onwards, then in 2006-7, the second generation sequencer or the massively parallel sequencer or next generation sequencer came to the markets. And the Solexa 454 It's Roche and the Solid Illumina. They were the first that next generation sequencer platforms available. And then in 2010 or 11, this ion torrent chemistry, semiconductor sequencer came into the market. And now we know that we have the third generation sequencer of the long read sequencing like the PacBio and the Oxford Nanopore. So today we will target only this portion. We have long range of the this history of the DNA sequencing, but during 3 days we will target only this part. So if you consider the generation of the sequencer, so Sanger and Alexander Gilbert, it is the first generation of the sequencing technologies, and then if you second generation or the next generation, it covers this pyrosequencing by 454 they were using. Then their SSB sequencing by synthesis or their reversible termination technology is by the Illumina is using this chemistry. Sequencing by ligation that the Solexa is using, and then semiconductor sequencing. That is the INOI. And in third generation sequencing technology, we have the smart single molecule real-time sequencing technology by the this of PacBio and the Oxford Nanopore and some DNA nanopore sequencing. They have developed this DGI team have developed this DNA nanopore sequencing technology, and other are in progress. So people are still working. So in the future, we might have the fourth generation sequencing or fifth generation sequencing like that. So this is typical just overview of the Sanger sequencing method. Like we have the DNA and then we do the cycle sequencing with the DD and DP's level fluorophore and it generates a different length of the fragment and we have the electrophoresis and based on that we determine the that nucleotide. So if we talk about the accuracy and throughput of first generation sequencing technology like the Sanger sequencing, so it is the most accurate till date that is accuracy with 99.999%. And if we consider the read length, again it is the highest among all the sequencing technology except with the third generation sequencing technology. It's up to 800 or 900 base pair you will obtain in a single read. But the limitation is the throughput. Because if you run an entire plant 96, in a single run you can have only the 96 read in a single run using the Sanger sequencing technology. And initially this human genome project was completed using Sanger sequencing only and it took about 13 years to complete and this much amount of the $1 million to complete human genome sequencing. So, because of the new sequencing technology, we know that the cost per base of the DNA sequencing is getting reduced. It is too much reduced if you consider in 2020 or 2021. And because of that, the cost of the human genome sequencing is also getting reduced. And simultaneously, because of this, the number of the sequences in the database is going to rise because the sequencing technology is now become very cheaper. So if you consider the first and the second generation, so in typically Sanger generally we start with the DNA. However, in NGS you can start with the DNA or RNA. Here we have to they were using the cloning method. They have library based on they fragment the DNA and they do the cloning and each clone they have to preserve and each clone they have to sequence. But rather here we have to just prepare the library by either shearing or the tagging. And here if you sequence into the clone, here we have to sequence a library or the multiple library in a single run. Here we can it takes a single genome. If you start with a single genome, we can produce a very few sequences in a single run, and it took a year to complete a whole genome. But with NGS, we can sequence a multiple genome in a single run. We can generate millions of sequences, and the task can be completed within days or few hours. So typical NGS workflow, you also might be knowing that we have our DNA or RNA as the starting material, then we have to prepare the library and based on the platform, it is either go for the clonal amplification or the bridge amplification, cluster generation in case of the Illumina technology. The QC of the library is mandatory. In any of the NGS platform or any NGS chemistry, QC is must and it is mandatory. Like you might be knowing in this training program, they were using the bioanalyzer to check the size of the library as well as the pattern of the library, whether any adapter or the primer dimer contamination is there or not. And even if even you start with the RNA as a genetic, RNA as a starting material for the library preparation, again you have to do the QC to check the integrity of your RNA samples. And that is again using the bioanalyzer only. And for the quantification, yes, here you have also performed like Illumina sequencing technology. So ultimately, in the flow cell, you are loading only 12 or the 10 picomole of your sample only in terms of the picomole. So the quantification it must be very accurate. Otherwise, it can like in Illumina, it can go for under cluster or the over clustering of the run, and it may cause the failure. In iodine also is called the polyclonal, or there is no amplification at all if you quantify wrongly your library. So range of the platforms are available. You can all use this bioanalyzer as well as the qubit, which is fluorophore based, or the real-time PCR, or you can use the digital PCR machine for the quantification of your library. So coming to the ion semiconductor based sequencing technology, so it is a pH based. Okay, pH based and detection of the hydrogen ion that are released during the DNA replication. And it is the technology was licensed from the DNA Electronics, and in 2010 it was owned by the Ion Current, and now it is with the Thermo Fisher Scientific. So how this ion current sequencing technology works? So we know that during the DNA replication, when there is an incorporation of the one nucleotide, there is a release of one hydrogen ion. One hydrogen ion will be released. Okay, so here this nucleotide is incorporated during the DNA replication and one hydrogen ion was released. So this ion current chemistry, they are using this chip based technology where they are detecting the change in the pH because of the release of the hydrogen ion. So and that's why it is called the semiconductor based sequencing technology. So ion current technology use different type of the chips. Like in PGM, they are using this three different type of the chips. In ion S5, in this during these 3 days, you will be exposed with this platform ion S5. We have ion S5 and ion S5 plus, and it is having the five different type of the chips. I come into that. Then ion proton and the GeneXus system. So now, what is how this chip is designed and how this they are measuring the pH. So this chip is containing the millions of the nanovels like this, and beneath each well there is a sensor. Each well is connected with a nano sensor, which can detect this minute amount of the change in the pH. So whenever there is a change in, so this is the this single well only. Here we have our beads with the sequence, and when there is incorporation of the nucleotide, it will be hydrogen ion, and that it will be get detected by the ion sensitive field transistor ISFS, and then it will decode this in terms of the ADCC. So in the Illumina platform, you came across the cluster generation and bridge amplification. Okay, so here they are using the immersion PCR. So can anybody tell why we have to do the immersion PCR or like this? Why have to do clonal amplification of the our library molecule?
Copies of the same.
Yes, yes. So why? Because if you load a single nucleotide, single strand of the single copy of your DNA either in the flow cell or in case of this chip. So if there is a single copy of the DNA during the incorporation, the change will be very minute. It cannot be detected by this PS sensor, or in terms of the in case of the Illumina, it is the camera. So in case of Illumina, they are using the fluorophore tag, nucleotide with the fluorophore tag. So if one nucleotide will be get incorporated, the change in the light, it will be very minute. So camera will not detect that much amount of the light. So they are using the clonal amplification of the same segment molecule in terms of the millions of time. So that the it can get amplified, and the same nucleotide will incorporate in a particular position in billions, and the change in the pH or the light, it can be detected by the camera or the sensor in terms of the ion current technology. So in immersion PCR, they are using water and reaction oil, and that ISPs. ISPs are that are the ion sphere particles. So in case of the Illumina, you have the flow cell, and flow cell is preloaded with the that oligos, and that oligos are complementary to the adapter sequence of your library. Okay, so here they are using ISP, ion sphere particle. That ion sphere particle, they are preloaded with the oligos, which oligos are complementary to the adapter sequences of your library. So in ideal condition, in a one micro reactor, like it is immersion droplet, nano or micro droplet. It contains a one ISP and one molecule of your library, and the component like the nucleotide, polymerase, and buffer is required to carry out the PCR in ideal condition. So what will happen? You have your library molecule inside this. It will attach, the adapter will attach with the oligos on the ISP particles, and then PCR will occur. So two copies, then it will again denature, then second copy will again bind with the another oligos which are loaded on the ISP particle. ISP. And likewise, after completion of the this immersion PCR, the same DNA fragment molecule will be clonally amplified on a single bead, single ISP. And this ISP you have to load in single well.
ISPs
Ion sphere particle.
in sphere.
Ion sphere particle. So now the we are doing during while setting the immersion PCR, the concept is like one DNA fragment, one ISP, one DNA fragment should go uh, with the one ISP. That is practically. Sorry, that is theoretically, but in practically it is not possible. So, what will happen during the immersion PCR? Some of the ISPs may not have any DNA molecule. उसमें कुछ भी नहीं होगा. Or some of the ISPs may having one or more fragments, not identical but different type of the fragment. That is the polyclonal that I will come later. But some of the molecule ISPs which do not contain any of your target molecule, clonal nucleotide, which is the host ISPs, we can say host. Okay, so if you load this host ISPs onto this chip, it will unnecessarily occupy the bands. So you will not have any sequence, but your that well is reserved for that one. So after immersion PCR, we have to remove these host ISPs that do not contain any library molecule. So again, they have this system, ion enrichment system, ES system. It is a robotic. It contains a robotic arm, and here we have to just load our reagents and the product of our immersion PCR, and within 45 minutes, it will separate this host ISPs as well as the ISPs containing our libraries. So the chemistry is like they are using their beads, biodegradated beads, which will bind with this our target molecules, and these are the magnetic bead, and we have to separate it using the MPC. Next step, first step is QC. Then we have to do the emulsion PCR. Then we have to remove the post ISPs. Okay, and then next step is chip loading. So here this area, sorry.
The QC should be conducted before enlistment.
Yes, that is QC of library. So first step is your starting material DNR, then you have to prepare library, then you have to do QC in terms of the quantitative and the qualitative. So qualitative in terms of using the bioanalyzer, that is your library size or any adapter or the primer dimer, whether they are there or not, you have to do, they must be removed before processing either for the illumina or that iron chloride chemistry. So this chip, every chip is, see, this is a very small area and it contains millions of the nanowells. So we have to load our ISPs in this small area. So there are chances of the bubbles or air. So it should not happen because if the air or bubble will come, it will occupy that space and there will be no any signal from that area. So we have to just push that our final in this library, sorry, ISPs in this through this port, and then we have to do the centrifugation. And during centrifugation, the ISPs will be settled down in the nanowells. And after this centrifugation, again you have to look for the if there is any bubbles or anything else. And our chemistry was manual. Like we have to do first we have to do the immersion PCR, then we have to move for the enrichment system, ES system, and then we have to do the chip loading. All the things were most of we have to do the manually. But they have come with the iron chef machine. So it contains the iron chef. It is used for the some of the library preparation, like the NPCOM library preparation protocols are available. You have to just load your DNA as an input. So what it will be do? It will prepare a library. It will do immersion PCR. It will do enrichment, and it will also load the chip. So most of the things are automated. And in the GPRC, we do have this also iron shape machine. But the current limitation of iron shape is it is used for the iron S5 systems only. We do have both iron S5 and S5 plus. So we do not prefer for the library preparation, but we are regularly using it for the immersion PCR and then enrichment and chip loading. And again, you can set a time, what time you want to do the chip loading, and based on the time, it will load the chip and it will be get ready for the sequencing. So in summary, it is a semiconductor based sequencing technology, and they have range of the platform like the PGM, but it is now not in. It is absoluted. Then ion proton, ion S5, and GeneXus system. So if we talk about the PGM, it is using different chips like the PGM 314, 316, and 318, and proton PIG. The only difference is the output in terms of the data or in terms of the number of the reads. Like with PGM, you can have up to total output 100 MB. 316 it is 1 GB, 318 it is 2 GB of the data in a single run. But they have now stopped the support for the consumables for the ion PGM. Ion proton again, it is a it gives the maximum read with any ion torrent platform, ion proton, up to 60 to 80 million reads in a single run. And the runtime is also 2.5 hours, also 3 hours, maximum 3 hours. The only limitation of the ion proton is the read length. That is, it supports only 200 base pair chemistry. Ion torrent have two chemistries, so 200 base pair and the 400 base pair chemistry. So ion proton support only 200 base pair chemistry. So IRSY Gene Studio, it has a range of the different chip, like 510, 520, 30, 40, 50, and I think in this training we'll be using 530 or 540 maybe. So again, it is the same size, all the chip are of the same size, the only difference is the number of the nanovels in this area, and output is different. The maximum output with 550 chip is 100 to 130, 100 million read in a single run. And it supports the read rate up to 400 to 600 base pair chemistry. But in ion torrent, there is no pairing chemistry, only single entry. While in Illumina, it is pairing chemistry, R1, R2. And now they have come up with this GeneXus system, and it supports the entire flow. You just load your DNA or RNA, and it supports range of the library preparation protocols for the exome sequencing, whole genome sequencing, 16S amplicon sequencing, anything, and it will do the entire flow of that emergent PCR and sequencing and up to the report generation. Like in case of the diagnostic, it will give you the report direct.
Only we need to load DNA. That's all.
We need to load the DNA, and we need to load the reagents and the protocol,
We are
fully automated. And this support, they have come with the this GX5 chip. So previously we have seen that they are the single chip. Okay, एक partition है. Now they come with this chip with the 4 partition. With each partition, you can load different type of the library. Like in this partition, if you have the amplicon sequencing library, you can load that in this length. If you have shotgun library, you can load this in this length. If you have that transcriptome library, you can load this in. If you have exome library, then you can load this. And again, flexibility. If you want to use only a single length, it is also possible. The rest of three will be reserved.
Can be,
Sorry?
can be reused? The 3 are left.
Yeah, 3R lab it can be reused. And the output of each lane is 12 to 15 million reads. So if you load the entire chip, 4 lanes, the total output will be 60 to 80 million reads with 400 base pair chemistry. So the advantage of second generation sequencing is that they are the high throughput, because millions of the reads and the data will be generated in terms of the GB or in terms of the PBs, rapid sequencing speed, and the this is the advantage of not only I'm talking about the ion torrent semiconductor sequencing technology and avoidance of the modified nucleotide. Like you do not have to modify the nucleotide. In other sequencing platforms, they have to modify the nucleotide. They have to take the fluorophore with each nucleotide. But here it is a pH based. So there is no need to label the nucleotide, and there is no need of the optical measurement. The advantages is the difficult to reach long read, like we call that homopolymer stretch. Like you can read up to 5 stretch of the 5T or 5G or anything. But beyond that, like greater than 6 or 7, it get confused. Because,
pH
sorry,
depend on the pH it is changing. So express ions will be released to that.
yeah, it is releasing proportionally, but it cannot detect like whether 6 or 7, up to 5 it can measure. While in case of Illumina, they are using the modified nucleotide. They are the blocked, the primate. So even if there is a stretch of homopolymer, only one nucleotide will be incorporated in each cycle. But here, if there is a homopolymer, of 5, then 5 nucleotide will be incorporated at a time. So that's why accuracy is little bit less in case of the long repeats. In the short read length as compared to the third generation sequencing technology, and the throughput is currently lower than that of the other high throughput sequencing technology. Like if we compare this ion torrent sequencing technology like the Genexus or the ion proton, maximum reads is 60 to 80 million in a single run. But if we compare it with the Illuminas like the NovaSeq, in NovaSeq there is a SP flow cell, SP4, that is containing 4 lengths, and the total output of that entire flow cell is 100 TB data in a single run.
What is the maximum size of the PCR
With ion technology, PCR amplicon length is up to 550. Yes, library size 550 it will support because it has a chemistry of 400 base pair. So 400 of your library and the 60 or 70 nucleotide of your barcode and adapter and all these things. This is just comparison of different sequencing technology in terms of the what sequencing chemistry they are using, the maximum read length, maximum output, and its accuracy, and the runtime, and the uh, cost per 1 billion basis. Thank you. If you have any question, you can ask.
Out of all ion models, which one is the
Out of
out of all, which one is the most accurate one that can compare with
if we talk about the accuracy, so in Illumina, they are considering accuracy of the 230 at quality score 30. It is 99.99% accurate. In case of this ion torrent, they are considering 220. This is 99.9% accuracy of the base code. So always Illumina is having the highest, highest accuracy as compared to the other platform.
Even if it is given only single length, not paired length.
Yeah, not pattern. It is being single length. And Illumina have the wide range of the chemistry, like 35 base pair single end, 50 by 50 base pair single end, then 75 base pair single end, 75 by 2, 150 by 2, 250 by 2,
Then
300 by 2.
why we are going for ion torrent?
Sorry.
Why we are preferring ion torrent in spite of this advantage?
So it depends on your application. So if you want to do the genome sequencing like that, okay. So this data is okay. You can do that. No. How?
Accuracy is more in Illumina than
So again, read length. If you compare the read length, Illumina have the maximum read length 250 base pair, and it is 250 by 2 chemistry. Here the read length is you can obtain up to the 400 or 380 base pair read length.
actually my intention is to identify SNPs.
Ah,
For
yes.
example, in Corona,
Yes.
that is most important.
Yes.
Yeah, which platform could be better in terms of identification of SNPs?
So we since the beginning we are using this platform only. Yes, and it is giving the good accuracy, and each SNP is called accurately. But you need the coverage. Again, you need the coverage. Coverage should be in clinical cases, like if you want to identify the SNPs for particular diseases, then they are required minimum coverage of 100 patients. But again, if you have the Illumina data, it is well and good. But if you have this data, so it is not that your interpretation or your experiment is wrong.
We are having good coverage in ion torrent also.
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Ramesh, thank you for the presentation. And myself, Dr. Ramesh from Dharwad Medical University.
Yes, sir.
So we are here just to learn about the different techniques and during this process, because because we can go further on this. So what we have gone through the lecture there on this Illumina platform now on Android.
Yes,
So I have some basic questions. If I'm a beginner to establish this type of registry and I want to go for this development.
yes,
So as far as the cost of instrument is concerned, establishment procedure,
yes,
then the mechanism, quality, time of the running time,
yes,
the additional accessory equipment, the requirement in the and all those considered.
yes.
So in those parameters, what would you like to suggest me that whether I should go for the Illumina platform or I should go for the Android?
Sir, what will be the application?
I'm a beginner, that's why we have to go for the whole genome sequencing because I'm a microbiologist for the veterinary sciences. So
Yes.
Nowadays we are going for the whole genome sequencing now.
Yes.
Short-term sequencing.
So in, yes, sir. So in terms,
Deep basic because I have to make the plan accordingly.
yes. So in terms of the runtime, the Iron Torrent is faster than the Illumina because in Illumina, if you set up the run with 250 by 2 chemistry, 500 cycles, it will take 3 days to complete. And if you set a run with 400 base chemistry in Iron S5, it will be run will be completed within 3.5 hours and base calling will be completed within 2 hours. So within the 5 or 6 hour data will be in your hand. And if we talk about the support, so both this Thermo Fisher and the Illumina, they are supporting the consumables. But in case of Illumina, you have to wait for some time for the consumables.
Yes, you please continue.
Yes, in case of Illumina, because most of the things they are what we are facing is that the delivery time of the consumables they are took about 1 month.
Running cost per sample like this. What is the difference?
There is no much difference in the running cost in both the platforms.
There was huge difference
Right?
when it was doing the comparison between these two platforms.
Yes.
The second last like that.
But it,
You $5 to $150 and $66.8 to $950.
yeah, so
So that is 5 to 66.8 is almost 13 times.
yes, but
That's
here,
why I got this.
sir, here, uh, uh, this was I don't know on what basis they have calculated, but again the cost depend on the number of the samples you are loading in a single run.
Because you are the best judge, you are using both the things.
Yes, we are using both the things.
But I got one on the basis of this one because $5 to 13 times.
See, sir, the sequencing cost for the one sample as well as the 100 sample, it will remain same because we have to use either flow cell or the sequencing chemistry for single run. For Illumina, if I talk, it is 1.15 lakh of the sequencing cost of the one flow cell along with the that cartridge. So if you load one sample, the cost will be remain same. If you load 100 samples, the cost of sequencing will remain same. But the difference will come with the library preparation. The library preparation cost for one sample is around 5 to 6,000. If you consider that Illumina platform, it is 5 to 6,000. So if you have 20 samples, if you prepare the library, so 20 into that 5, again this is approximately 1 lakh in 1.1 lakh of the sequence that reagent cost, so about 2.25 lakh of the sequencing for the 20 samples. If you divide that the number with the per sample, it will be reduced. Again, if you have only one sample, you have prepared the library, it will be 5 or 6,000 of library and sequencing cost remain same. The per sample cost will be high.
Number of samples are included in single run, per
Yeah.
sample cost will be
Also, but you have to consider the minimum requirement. So this month read should be there, this month that should be there.
coverage.
Yes, coverage. Based on that, you have to decide how many samples can go in a single.
What is it?
So the pre-run and the post-run ease, which is better, are tolerant of
Sorry, pre-run and
pre-run ease of processing the
yes,
sample.
processing.
And post-run curation, etc., which would be
See, post run we have to do the analysis, nothing else. So sorry, not out again. Output is there, but the pipeline will be same for any sequencing platform. Okay, but in pre-run, like Illumina, we have to just load our diluted sample into a cartridge, and it will do the cluster generation and sequencing by that automated. But in Illumina, sorry, in Ion Torrent, we have to do the manually most of the things like emergent PCR and then enrichment and chip loading. But if you are using that Ion Chef, then it will be automated. Everything is automated.
These additional SSDs are provided by the company itself.
Yes. Yes, they are provided along with the machine.
They're including the cost.
Yes, and the server also for the processing of the data.
So what is exactly the approximate cost of the
Cost of
whole system if you want to restore this Android system?
I know about the Illumina machine is about 80 lakh to 1 crore, and I have no idea about the Ion Torrent platform.
They include all the accessories.
Yes, all these accessories. Yes,
This is full package.
shape नहीं है, shape is different thing. Yes, if you buy a that say for example Ion S5, so it will come along with Ion S5, its enrichment system, and the Ion 1 touch for the emergent PCR.
So for each chip there is separate machine.
Sorry?
For each chip there is separate machine.
Yeah, but if you use this Ion Share, then no requirement of that.
Most of them
That
are-
I think in GBRC, Ion S5 is like the Ion Share, they have gifted to GBRC. Yes. That's why I don't know so much.
It happens in the-
It is free of
Compliment-
cost.
So
Yes.
so many things complimentary customers. Thank you, Dr.
Anything else? Thank you.
So how long you are here?
Sorry.
Personal comment. How long you are here?
Sir, actually, I was research associate for 1.5 years,
Okay.
and then I got selected as scientist.
So you are working in which field?
Sir, in microbial genomics and metagenomics.
He's a microbiologist by education.
Yes.
Okay.
My bachelor's and master's is in microbiology. Then I completed my PhD in biotechnology from Sardar Patel.
Please share your email ID.
Okay, and
Actually, Dr. Ramesh, one point is that also. In here, that place, they always introduce the lecture person. But this time, you people, they introduce this class. That day, you should be introduced to us. Who is Dr. Ramesh, what is the expertise, what is the background. That's why I'm asking like that.
Okay.
Just like a teacher.
Sorry.
What is your background? What do you want to do that? Don't take it personally. It is like that only.
sorry, I missed that.
No, don't. Right.
Somebody should have introduced.
No, somebody should have it. I was thinking that that fellow initially introduced. Okay.
One more organization.
Actually, I grown in ORF only
Okay.
because my PhD and everything went go there only from 2012 to 2017. And I worked with our Joshi sir, Koringa sir,
That's why you
Subhash
have
sir,
no
MP.
control over the alumina. Every time you are explaining the alumina.
Yes.
No, during that.
During that, yes, that any project was there.
During his PhD time, he was working on this alumina.
During his PhD time, he was working on iron torrent. Yes. We both started as a research fellow together at ORF.
Yes.
We both were operating iron torrent PGM at that time.
Yes. And we have like hundreds of run. We have run
We have set
PGM.
up almost
No doubt,
100
5
years
years is
together.
a huge time. Man.
Yes. And meanwhile, that MySec was also there for that project we have used
Also
MySec.
not on that.
Yes. Initially it was in plant biotechnology department, but now these people have brought it into the oil.
It was like
Crap.
Yes.
but we are the one who is using them, MySQL.
Yes.
Nobody
Nobody was using in plant biotechnology. The machine was nobody was using it.
That's very important, because we are investing that much huge amount in particular instrument where it is not being used regularly. So that is the huge damage.
In couple of the months, I think GBRC is also going to install the NovaSeq. We are also going to buy NovaSeq.
So what you do with these old instruments which are not being used now?
They are lying here.
So you donate.
While
You
loaded.
donate those to the other instruments.
But
In a-
What you will do? They stopped.
they have stopped the reagent support.
What you will do with the instruments?
Demonstration purpose only. For the UG students in the university itself, that this is the basic technology. That just like this, teacher can take the class. Now I will go and demonstrate. Oh, it looks like this only. We thought that it will be having a huge size and huge machine doing all those things.
So if we talk about the nanopore,
Yeah,
they come with the Klongal. Klongal is just a pen drive like instrument.
yeah, I have ordered.
As small as
I have
Klongal.
ordered that. It is
Klongal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Oxford Nano.
Yes.
Project I have looked at one. Since actually our ESI certificate expired during the process of this last February we ordered, and then I just missed the ESI certificate details. When they asked us, we saw that it has been done. Process. It has been.
We have the manual, but we are not using it. Because once we have tried, but data quality was,
Actually, the cost limitation was there.
Yeah, and data
That we
quality
can
was
procure in
not
a very
good.
small amount. Rather than giving a- So for demonstration for a student purpose, we can have.
Sorry?
Sorry?
any third generation. Minimum? Yes, accuracy was very less. I think probably that cell that have given was gifted, but I think it was old one maybe, or they might have run somewhere else. Because in that nanopore you can run that flow cell again and again.
Manager
Yeah.
said they have other options.
Unless and until the quality drops.
They have better options, so they have kept it on the side. But a person like us, they have that only.
Long read sequencer are here, sir. They are actually needed for the to complete the whole genome of the large eukaryotes. Where-
Not for that. Actually, for
Yeah.
teaching, basic teaching also, that would get some exposure. But that-
Yeah.
And that cost is not very high, and chemicals are eligible. So we can have that.
Even this can be used in combination with others.
For like people are doing that because I think just 1 month, 1 or 2 months back, paper came. They have sequenced the Y chromosome from telomere to telomere, and it was possible because of the combination of the next generation as well as the long read sequencer. I think they have used PacBio, sorry, Oxford Nanopore. But I know, according to my knowledge, the accuracy of this Oxford, sorry, that smart single molecule returns technology is more than the nanopore. But the read length of the nanopore is higher than the PacBio.
They can combine both.
Yeah, they have two versions, sequel 1 and sequel 2. And this nanopore have the Minion, Gridion, Prometheus, and the Flongal. But nowadays they are claiming that we have the accuracy of 99%. We have not used, so we don't know
We know how they
claiming the accuracy.
Yeah, because they increase the number of bits then.
Mhm.
So we are increasing number of
Yeah,
bits.
that is the cycle. Sequencing of the same molecule multiple times, like 20 or 25 times. Yes.
Sir, I have seen the video. Persons are using on the sea beach and all those sequences. And that you buy it.